Hi folks, it's been a minute since I've done a video, so I'm feeling inspired this morning, and the topic that I'm really inspired to kind of share about is what to do when everything just goes wrong. Like you wake up and you get a nasty email from your boss, and your partner did that thing that really gets to you, or like the person that you like kind of dumped you or is ghosting you or whatever, and just your friend is being snarky, and the thing that you wanted you didn't get. Maybe you applied for a job, you didn't get it. I don't know, but it's like, you know, those days where everything just kind of goes wrong, or those periods in your life where it's like no matter how hard you try, it's like you're slammed, and there's just this resistance, and it's like no matter what, you're just getting into it, and it feels so shitty. Yeah, and it's like you just remember those times when you're in the flow and everything kind of aligns, and it's not. No matter what you do, it's not. And it's like, what do you do? How do you move through those phases, those days, those weeks, months, maybe years, in a way that is in integrity with yourself, and in a way that taps into your power, as opposed to kind of collapses you, yeah? So that's kind of where I want to talk a little bit about today. You know, what happens when you're having a no good, very bad day, week, month, year, etc. And well, I don't know what to do. Let me just be honest with you. I don't know what to do. But I can share some of the journey, yeah? And so these places where everything sort of is wrong, it's a place of great discomfort, yeah? But it doesn't mean that it is bad. And so when we are faced with this discomfort, it's like physical, you want it to stop, yeah? It's like, I remember when I was going through my divorce, the pain was so physical. It was just like this pain, and I'm like, anything to stop, just make it stop. You know, and this could apply to a day or however much time. But the discomfort is really real. Yeah, it's really real. And it's usually the discomfort that brings people to, you know, to me or to therapists, coaches, whatever healing journey that people want to take. It's like, I'm in so much discomfort, make it go away. How do I stop the discomfort? You know, that's what led me on my journey as well. And what I tell people, you know, and I there's a process around this, right? But the crux of the process is, what is the discomfort? What is the gift in the discomfort? Because, you know, we're in a life journey, right? And we're in a life journey towards, you know, tapping into our life force energy, stepping into our power, realizing our gifts, realizing the connections that we want to build, you know, and from the source of power, kind of expanding, connecting, you know, being in our highest potential, yeah? We want to be at our highest potential. We want to be in this loving place. And as we're going towards that on our journey, you know, we have wounds. We have wounds that we come with from childhood, from lives back, from all the stuff that happens in our lives. The wounds butt against this desire to expand. And they're like the blocks, yeah? And a huge amount of discomfort happens. And this discomfort, it's so normal. It's like, it's the discomfort out of which the growth happens, because when we're on our journey and we get, you know, we get blocked by our wounding. That is the place where the work happens, where we open up, where we have expansion, and we continue to grow. Now, in many cases, especially in our kind of consumerism crazed society that is so fixated on like numbing discomfort, the kind of typical response to discomfort is, oh my God, this sucks. Let me have a couple of beers, watch my Netflix, buy myself a new pair of jeans or that cute dress or the car, or, go out and party, get drunk, smoke a joint, like whatever it is, have sex with somebody, whatever it is, whatever your flavor of make it stop now so that I can forget about it. And when we do make it stop and forget about, when we have a couple of those beers or watch the Netflix or buy something or whatever, it's like, I can breathe for a little bit, yeah? But what really happens on an energetic level is that the energy gets blocked. With the discomfort, the energy is coming up against the block, and it's like, and instead of staying there, we run against the discomfort, we run away from the discomfort. The energy is still blocked, and the energy keeps being blocked, and so it doesn't move in this place. And then we become numb, and the story continues to perpetuate itself. So when you come up against discomfort in your life, know that there's tremendous wisdom in it, and there's like huge opportunity for breakthrough, especially when it's that day where everything happens all at the same time, or that week or that month or that period, when there's like a concentration of ickiness in your life where things just don't go the way that you want them to. Know that the time is ripe for a huge breakthrough. And so when people come to me and say, make my problem go away, we work on the problem, we move through it, we have process around it. But my goal is not to make the discomfort go away. My goal is to actually feel the discomfort in a way that can be tolerable, because the key to all of this is feelings, yeah? We gotta feel these places so that they can unlock our stories, they can unlock our blocks, they can unlock what this is actually about. Let's say I got, you get an email from your boss that just sounds so horrible and snarky and not appreciative of anything that you've done, and just like this place that makes you feel small, yeah? What does that tell you about it? What does this collapse and feeling small tell you about yourself? Is it new or is it familiar? Is this way of relating with people, whether it's your boss or whoever, a authority figure in this case, is it familiar or is it new? How familiar is it? What do you know about this place? What is the discomfort trying to tell you? Is it really about your boss? Is it really about your boss? And of course, there's situations where the boss did something. There's an email, there's a reality. But the reaction to it is about the boss and about everything else. So, I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to say that if there are difficulties in your path to self-realization, to expansion, to tapping into your energy, to your power, to your full potential as an embodied spiritual animal, sit with the discomfort. I had a complicated day yesterday that went into this morning that made me feel like really, really small, and really all of my abandonment stuff just came up from everywhere, from this process I was in, to this emails, to my partner, to my parents. I mean, it's you name it, whatever happened made me feel small and made me feel rejected and not valued. And I was just like, oh, fuck, all these people suck. And then my higher self takes over, and I go and I meditate and I sit with the discomfort. And I'm like, this is so familiar. Like, this place is so familiar. And I, had a felt experience around it. I moved the energy. I felt the energy. And then I'm like, I have a choice. I have a choice to feel this way, to feel collapsed, or I can stay in my power through it and understand, And so, without dragging this video on for too long, I just want to say, feeling the discomfort is what's going to get you through it. Running away from the discomfort is never going to make the discomfort go away. In fact, it's going to build the tension and build the underlying discomfort that you have to numb more and more and more. And then you don't have access to your power, to your joy, to your potential, to your gifts. Yeah, we all come here with gifts. We all have our own special gifts that we bring into the world. And so discomfort is there to teach us something. Don't run in the opposite direction of it. Feel it. Move the energy. In other videos, I've offered some demos about how to move energy. And ask yourself, what is this discomfort trying to tell me about my stories, about my wounding, about my blocks, about the patterns in my life? How old do I feel? And am I saying yes, or am I saying no? Yeah, we can talk more about that later. It's another video I'm going to post. But what is resonating with this discomfort? Is there a no, or is there a yes to moving through it? All right, all my best. Bye. And leave comments, leave questions. I love answering questions.